and swore.
Do we have sound now?
Well, hello, Mr. Satan.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm going to be your audio engineer for tonight.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Can you please lower this 666 decibels?
What?
So many decibels.
Oh, I just heard hell yeah from me. Hey, it sounds like we got something.
That is audio. We have it. We hath done it.
We are a professional podcast again. Time to share this
winner
link on the internet.
Is you. I'm going to go back to my normal account.
Tweet.
And hopefully, now that we're starting the podcast, I can stop hearing the scrunching of little tiny pieces of cardboard next and
Nope.
inside plastic.
Absolutely not.
Are you going to keep doing that for the podcast?
I want this to be as difficult as possible for Chuck to edit.
Perfect.
No.
I'll just kill your audio track.
I'll kill you.
Sweet.
Wow, that's on the internet.
Yeah.
I think it might be a crime.
I'm going to @ FBI
Perfect.
right now.
So welcome.
They don't care. They know you're a Democrat. So, like,
FBI
New feature to the
is
live stream.
Democrats.
what?
This is the official photo frame. This is the bad movie frame.
Hey.
Tell it hello.
There are new photos you can tap to see.
Boop.
Look at that. Check out that van.
Oh, that's a sweet-ass van.
Soon.
Hopefully somebody's watching this on a big TV. Let us know if you can actually see that.
If not,
Hey, is that a Mothra?
That's a Mothra. I don't know where that came from.
That's Sumattra.
Hey, Mothra Mia, for Mother's Day
R.I.P.
this year,
Twinkie Bird.
take your mama to Carrabba's.
Why is casted by Twinkie Bird? R.I.P.
That was the casting director of that Sawyer from Lost dance movie we watched.
Battle of the Century.
Battle
isn't it?
of the Year.
Yeah.
That one with him and Chris Brown. That was fucking terrible.
Oh,
right.
Chris Brown.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Does anyone beat Chris Brown?
No, unfortunately not.
What?
He breaks his leg or something.
Boo.
Beats himself.
It's horrible.
So anyway.
He was such a rude.
So this is an internet-connected picture frame, and we've released the email address for patrons. So patrons can go into the Swanky Patron Lounge on our Discord and find the email address, and you can send your own pictures. Keep it safe for work, and keep it,
Yeah, keep
Like-
in mind we approve the pictures, so
Yeah.
your dong ain't making it on unless we like it.
right.
Thicker the better.
Yeah. But seriously,
I thought it was
though,
more veiny.
No, I said not too veiny.
Oh.
too veiny, some light vein.
Yeah, some light veining is.
Anyway,
Also enough girth.
anyway,
Not too much girth.
keep it
Capillaries,
keep it to
please.
safe for work kinds of things, and
Yeah.
nothing illegal.
Right.
Be cool, honey bunnies.
Yeah, I prefer not.
Again, we have to approve all the photos, so your shit ain't making it on. Anyway, so
Unless
just
it's real
just send
good.
cool stuff.
Man,
Yeah.
I've had a beard longer than I thought. I've had a beard since we were allowed to be in public.
Yeah,
I thought
You
I
had a
started
beard
this.
way before that.
Did I? I don't know.
Yeah.
yeah. You started growing it in a while ago.
Yeah, okay.
I think I had a goatee when we started the show.
I think we all might have had
went,
well, you
and I
didn't.
went to
You
a
were clean
beard, and then
Goatees were all the rage for a while.
Yeah.
Chuck's still
I'm
Chuck's
old
still
school.
stuck in
I'm
late.
in the 2000s.
yeah. It's still the 2000s.
No, it is not.
It's not the aughts.
No, I didn't say it was.
I've
the
always
aughts.
hated the aughts.
Well, fuck the aughts.
Yeah, just calling them the aughts.
Yeah,
We ought to stop doing that.
Good night, everybody.
I should retweet my tweet.
Yeah, do that.
I'm not gonna.
Oh, fine, don't.
Am I even logged into Twitter on this phone? Oh, I am. Look at that.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Are,
Oh,
those,
thanks.
are those all your novelizations of 70s movies? Is that what I just saw? Like Moonraker?
There's just some of them.
Classic Twitter. Just trying to show me only the things that have happened in the last 3 minutes.
Classic.
That is classic.
That Twitter. Am I right?
Oh, Twitter, you.
How did this happen? Where'd it go?
Don't.
Let's retweet that and favorite it and share it and reply.
Engagement for the algorithm. And now we can do a podcast.
Yay!
Because
We
we have
probably
audio
should.
and video.
And beards.
Right. Chuck almost has a beard.
Yeah. I shaved 3 weeks ago, so it's coming in. It'll be here.
By December. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the anomaly in that thing because we were fairly early on the podcast thing. I mean, comparatively speaking to the sides of the world got sick of it, era. I didn't have a beard, so
It's true. He did not.
I mean,
That's why we didn't get picked up.
I mean,
immediately.
if
You didn't have a beard.
if evolution has taught us anything, that I have evolved into my species, the podcasting species. Now,
Right,
so
right.
the beard's grown in.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Like, one of our guests in the chat right now was literally a child when this podcast started.
It's true.
Don't remind me.
Child. We have watched that young man grow, graduate college.
Okay.
Already be more accomplished than us.
Doesn't take much.
No.
We're
I love that
losers.
every week we sit here and he would tell us a new accomplishment. Like, yeah, I got my doctorate. We're like, yeah, we're still podcasting every Wednesday.
So cool, bro.
So we could have had
Yeah.
a doctorate. We got a doctorate in podcasting.
You may have a doctorate, but how many podcast episodes do you have?
That's right.
Published?
Yeah.
He's probably actually
Probably,
has
yeah,
a successful
professional
podcast. He
podcast.
just isn't telling us about it, so he doesn't embarrass us.
It's new and noteworthy every
It's
week.
like you don't want to go tell your dad that you're making like $40,000 more than he.
Yeah.
Thanks for curing polio too.
Polio 2?
Yeah. I was just saying, it's probably one of the accomplishments.
Oh no,
he's already
not
done.
polio too.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
I didn't even
They
know there was
thought
a-
they defeated polio. Polio 2.
This one you can't use
The
your arms.
confrontation.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a challenge.
Yeah. It's your FD arms.
just when I thought I was out, they
Yeah, you like
polioed
that?
me
I
back
just got
in.
that one.
You son of a bitch.
Did you say FD arms?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good for you.
Yeah.
All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey, it's a BMFcast.
This week,
Episode 247.
You definitely got to make that logo bigger. I'm just looking at it. I'm like, look at that little baby logo in the middle of the screen. What?
Hello?
Hello,
What?
What do you mean hello? Oh, did I just yank your audio out? I just stepped on my cord.
Are you back?
Nope.
Well,
Chuck's deaf now.
you have arms, FDR.
Okay.
Are you
Thanks.
back?
Yeah. Look. Okay.
Wiggle your own thing.
It's
up there.
right there.
Well, alrighty.
I'm saying you have the ears. Me wiggling
Yeah.
it going, is that it? Is really dumb. So fucking use your arms.
Yeah, Chuck, you're going to know the right place to go to make it work. Don't make him futz around until he finds it.
I like to
like a-
make him futz around.
We could be here all night.
Futzing.
You're like the blind guy, and I'm the blind guy for the Rubik's Cube. This it?
Nope.
This it?
Nope.
All right. Is it working now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's do a podcast.
I'm glad you can hear.
Thanks. Me too.
All right, and welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey,
BMFcast.
NPR edition.
Episode 534. Coming to you on the internet. No? All right.
I'm Elias Deke Bronkowski.
I just wanted to fuck with this shit just once. I mean, I'm on automatic here. I was just like, I gotta do something different here.
Never fucked with my shit before, but now
I just wanted to come in all nice and mellow. Because I'm Harlow of the Bad Movie Fiends.
Hey, I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And what we do each and every episode of the Bad Movie Fiends is we go in and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. Then we come in here and talk about it. Then they get ratings. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks.
Fucking robot jocks.
Robot Jocks.
I like robot jocks.
However, they're about to find out there are bad movies doesn't stay away.
What?
They get a negative sliding scales and 1 to 5 bags and some giant bags of trash.
Gross.
And they're about to find out
Yeah.
that we don't have to worry about that probably this week. I don't know.
Probably not.
Yeah.
You know why? Because it's still Blaxploitation History Month.
Hell yes, it
Yes,
is. It's the most wonderful time of the year, like I keep telling everyone.
Yeah.
These movies can get bags just like any other movie.
Sure, of course they can.
It takes a lot for us to really hate a blaxploitation movie, though. I feel.
True. But there have been some.
There have been a
Yes,
few.
Yes.
There have been a few that
Will
disappointed.
this be one?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Spoilers, everyone.
God, spoiler, jeez.
Hey, we said we were going to start doing that. Hey, guys, go watch Gordon's War.
Yeah, I did say like maybe
Oh,
we
yeah.
should just come to a consensus of like
If this is literally your first time listening to the show,
Right.
we're going to spoil the shit out of it.
yes. Just
So-
like, hey, if you're like, what are they going to talk about? We are going
The
to
We're going to talk about Gordon's War.
We're going to do a blow-by-blow recap of the movie and spoil every aspect. I mean, not every aspect because there's a lot of shit in this movie and every movie that is not worth
Yeah, we
mentioning.
don't cover
But
Everything worth spoiling is
Yeah.
going to get spoiled in the next
and so I
90
think,
odd minutes.
You know, maybe in the future we just start the podcast with like, yeah, go watch this one. We're not saying our ratings, but yeah, this one you can watch. There are good copies of it. It's not. It's
That's
not
my
a
one
shit
Jock's
show.
rating.
Yeah.
You can watch it.
Well, I'm saying there are
I
good.
know.
Like we've seen some that is just like it looks like triple dub VHS. You know.
I remember just telling somebody, it's watchable. And they're like, if you have eyes, yes, anything is watchable. I was like, that depends, honestly.
Well, it's just like anything's within walking distance if you have enough time.
No?
Also true.
And enough bridges.
Yeah. And it's not 3,000 degrees in Orlando in July, and you're going
True.
to an IHOP.
True. True.
We all did that.
True. Or BW3.
Very specific example, but accurate.
Yes.
That's way back. You gotta,
Yeah.
you gotta listen way back to learn that
Just
story.
anyone that's been to Orlando in July knows that it's like the
That you
surface
don't
of
walk
the
to
sun.
the
Yeah.
to the IHOP.
You don't
yeah.
walk anywhere.
It's just what Orlando people say. It's like, you don't walk to the IHOP in July.
Yeah, that old that old catchphrase.
Any Orlando
it's basically,
goes
there's basically fuck shack, and you don't walk to the IHOP in July.
yeah.
Fuck Shack's on OBT, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where cinnamon works.
No, that's as in Shaquille O'Neal. Orlandians are not fans.
Orlandians.
No. Long-term Orlandians are not fans.
Oh man, that one guy who hates tangents on podcasts
They-
is gone.
No, they used to. Well, I mean, there was like fuck Shaq billboards in Orlando when he left. I mean, seriously, like, 3D ones, in fact.
He was a goddamn traitor.
He was, yeah. 3D billboards of fuck Shaq.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So, Gordon's War.
Gordon's War,
Tell me about
not
Gordon's
starring
War, guys.
Shaquille O'Neal,
No.
Oh, wow.
but
You'd-
it is,
you'd have
however,
thought.
starring.
It stars Paul Winfield.
It does.
You may have seen him in The Terminator
Or
or Wrath of Khan.
Wrath of Khan.
Or actual movies that we've done here, like Troubleman.
Uh-huh.
If I'm not mistaken, a unanimous 5 Jocks movie.
Certainly high.
Because
Very, very,
Trouble Man is
very
fucking
high.
awesome.
Very good movie.
Original Gangstas, not so much.
It was a nice effort. A good idea.
Yeah.
Good effort.
Yeah.
Good
He
effort.
made a showing in Force Month in Irresistible Force.
Ah.
I'm sure you remember that hot banger.
Is that the Stacy Keach, Cynthia Rothrock one?
It is actually
In the shopping
Wow.
mall?
Wow, you
Whoa.
remember your hot bangers.
You're a pro.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Also stars Tony King,
Uh-huh.
who a lot of blaxploitation on his docket. He was in Shaft. He was in Bucktown. He was also in Raiders of Atlantis. So a very storied career for old
Hey.
Tony King.
He followed Fred Williamson.
He did, sure. Yeah, Gilbert Lewis is kind of like your main bad guy in this one. We haven't done any movies of his, but he's in Across 110th Street.
Yeah,
So-
we're not doing that one.
Yeah, we won't be doing that. But I'm just saying, he's known for being in Across 110th
That one
Street.
gets dark.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And Grace Jones, who has not been, this is her first BMFcast movie appearance. Also, this was her first appearance in any movie. In Chuck's favorite Bond movie,
Yes.
View to a Kill.
She's good in that. She's
She
in
actually
this
is
for
pretty good.
4 minutes.
She's also in the second.
She gets
best,
a redemption
She's
arc.
in the second best Arnold Conan movie too,
Correct.
Yeah.
because there's only 2 of them.
Conan the Destroyer.
Yes. He apologizes to that camel.
Wouldn't you?
No.
No? Okay.
I don't give a fuck about no camel.
Yeah.
Yeah, also directed by Ossie Davis.
Yeah, you might know him.
Yeah, he made Cotton Comes to Harlem. Another,
That's why
I
you
don't
should
think it was
know him.
unanimous 5 Jocks, but it was high Jocks. Cotton Comes to Harlem is a good movie.
I love Cotton Comes
yeah,
to Harlem.
it is a good-ass
So good.
movie.
This is not that.
I bought the movie
No.
and the book. That's how good Cotton Comes to Harlem is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't read the book. It's not worth it.
Yeah. This is of the movies we do during Blaxploitation History Month, this is more of a movie than most.
For sure.
Like this
Yes.
is For a movie that advertised itself as a crime action thriller, it's more of a drama, I would say, for most of it.
I mean,
I
I
don't
think the
know.
most notable thing about this is like there are a billion of these that came out in the 80s.
Yes.
This is a rare kind of
Yeah,
example.
it's like a prototype.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, this is basically like, Vietnam vet Batman decides to fucking clean up the streets, more or
Yes.
less. I mean, it's just like that's the idea. And so, like, I feel like the 80s were rife with these.
They
Yeah.
were.
Yeah.
It's weird that this was
New York should have been rife with people cleaning up the fucking streets.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But like 73, we're still in Vietnam. And there's a weird moment in this film where they act like that's all way in the past.
Well, I mean,
I mean, for them it was,
it could have
but
been. I mean, this various things had been happening there for at least 10 years in 1973.
yes, they could have been there early doing whatever the fuck was going on.
Whether, it was the official conflict or not.
Yeah. But they're back.
Yeah.
Gordon comes home to Harlem
Yeah. It starts with him looking at his wife's gravestone.
because she died.
Like fresh grave. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just finished. Like, it looks like he just missed the funeral.
Kind of,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like the grass hasn't even grown on it yet.
Like, it hasn't even rained. I mean, the dirt is still, like, totally fresh.
Right. It's very fresh.
Yeah. But apparently she got hooked on smack while he was gone in the shit.
Uh-huh.
What else is there to do?
He was off being a hero, and she was busy being a heroine.
Yeah, I get that joke.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, she dead.
Uh-huh.
So he somehow knows when he comes home to flip down their picture, their wedding picture, and pull the back off of it and see there's heroin hidden inside, and that's not any good for him.
I don't know. I think someone was trying to frame him. Never. All right, let's
Take a breath on
It's-
those. Take a breath.
The best part is people who are just getting the audio version just get stunned silence instead
I
of
know,
like
yeah.
us just looking over like you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this immediately sends him on his first little mini rampage.
Yeah.
He wants to find Big Pink
Yeah.
because he's been told that Big Pink is the dealer
Well,
around.
was there pink labels on the? I feel like everyone had like a signature package, little
No, there's
heroin
just
packs or something.
there were just like two. There were the red
Is that what it
bands and the blue bands. Yeah.
Okay.
Red
I
tape
mean,
and the-
I know they had they were like, these are blanks, or this is fake heroin, this is real heroin, or
Right.
this will kill you.
But it's the Die Hard 2.
I mean, I just thought it also was like that's how he figured out where she got the smack.
Yeah,
and I don't know. This movie
I thought
does a
that
lot
the
of
guy who was
jumps.
driving him around at first said something about Big Pink.
Kind of. I mean, he kind of
That guy kind of narrates the beginning.
This
in,
mo-
in
this-
typical blaxploitation fashion, our protagonist just knows where to go.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
And
this-
it's never really they don't really get into it. Which there's I like a lot of that, honestly. In this one it works for me because they're like,
You know why he's here.
we don't need to who cares? Like
Yeah,
he
I
found
mean-
the dude, we want to see him fuck him up.
to go back to my Batman analogy, it's like sometimes they're like, yes, like he collects clues and goes to the bat computer. Everyone else is like, fucking boring. I want to do it at the 40 beats per minute part.
Yeah.
So this is like skip all that. He figured it out. He's at the place.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
he does have a long flashback of riding a bike with his wife.
in the old west. I mean, it just goes.
It's
sepia-
yellow tinged
yeah,
for some
sepia
reason,
tone
like
for some reason, I don't
like he's
know.
in Mexico.
That's to denote that it happened a long time ago,
Right.
like maybe a year or two.
Sure.
Yeah.
Raindrops were falling on their heads and all of this.
Yeah.
riding along on penny farthings.
And before we get too far, I do like the credit sequence, which
It's pretty
uses a
jammin'.
scene from later on in the movie, kind of as the backdrop, which is people cutting, packaging up heroin under a black light.
yeah,
But it's also like a picture-in-picture deal because the top right corner is him.
It's like the
Narrating.
frame shrinks into that picture in picture
Yeah.
while the credits are going on, and then as the credits end, it enlarges again.
Yeah.
It's an interesting conceit. I like it.
It was,
I
a panel of heroines. So they were like, yeah, what do you think? Paul Winfield asked the questions, and they bring up all the panels of heroines,
Yeah.
like CNN style.
Yeah. But anyway, he goes to find Big Pink. And he's basically hangs out in a restaurant until he sees that Big Pink's nice Big Pink Cadillac has showed up outside. Mm-hmm. And he tries to buy heroin from him, and Big Pink's like, nah, no way. And then he throws the heroin into the car, which gets Big Pink to come out and basically pull a gun on him and lead him into
a barn.
An alley. It's an alley with a
an
gate.
alley that clearly is later used for their hideout even though it's supposed to be a different location. It is, but yeah, and he basically gets the drop on, and actually Big Pink doesn't even have a gun. It's like he's got his hand in his jacket like he does,
He's got a knife.
but then he pulls out a knife.
Yeah.
And Paul Winfield's like, oh, all right.
I was in the
Big
shit,
Pink,
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Pink's like, "What do you want?" And Gordon says, "Your black ass." And Pink's like, "Well, come get it then,"
Yep.
and is waving his knife. I like the exchange.
They tussle.
They tussle, and then Gordon beats the dog shit out of him.
Yeah, he eventually gets a pipe and is just two-handed swinging that pipe down on him.
Well,
And
then he gets a
kicking
crate
him.
and puts his legs over the crate and is just like, "This is for my wife." And just you hear the stomp and the crack, and it's like, ah.
Yep.
So yeah, right away
Yeah.
you're like, "Oh, Gordon's fucking pissed."
Yeah, it's like they do the crack and then cut to him walking out.
Yeah. Yep.
His work here is done. And he's like, wait, my work here is not done.
I thought he was going to become Big Pink. I thought he was just going to take his
Yeah.
car.
And his jacket.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
He grabs a trash can and just starts bashing Big Pink's Cadillac. And all these people on the street are like, no, don't do it.
Hey man, no.
Don't.
So,
Yeah,
but then
and
he starts putting his team together.
Well, he doesn't do this yet.
We also get a scene of Big Pink at the hospital, right?
Oh,
yes.
right,
Yeah.
And we don't know that it's Spanish Harry because the Spanish Harry is neither Spanish nor Harry. But
Spanish Harry Martinez.
yes.
Or Martinez, as they say several times throughout the movie.
He's Spanish.
Right. He's from the part of Spain
Sure.
where they pronounce it
Yeah,
Martinez.
and this is Gilbert Lewis, but he's like, so what happened? And Big Pink's like, just let me get him, and we don't hear anything else. But then we have Gordon returning home, getting in his elevator, and a guy's already in the elevator, and another one follows him in, and we get our second elevator fight of the season.
Yes. Better than last week's elevator fight.
And the way it plays out initially, you think, holy shit, he's going to take these guys out.
Yeah.
Because he starts like just beating the hell out of them. But then the doors open and he's laying on the ground, and the one guy looks like he's like been stabbed in the groin or something, because he's kind of like holding his crotch, and the other guys are helping him out. But they're like, this is what happens when you mess with Spanish Harry or something like that.
What's funny is like the dude is like walking out, grabbing his balls, and he says the fast times or not fast times, Breakfast Club line. He's like, you mess with the ball, you get the orange.
Yeah, that's what he said.
And
Okay.
but I'm like, what happens when you mess with the balls? Because apparently,
Yeah, you get sterilized.
I guess.
Yes.
Yeah,
No
but
kids.
but that so Gordon's laying in the bottom of the elevator,
Yeah.
and
Is it random dude just helps him up? And
yeah, the
but he
dude from
gets,
behind
like,
the counter at
It's
the
the guy from behind the counter.
Yeah.
It's like
Bell.
angry at him. It's weird. I don't know.
Well, he's
like, yeah, you don't fuck with those guys.
you're bleeding on my elevator.
Yeah, but this is where he decides he needs some backup if he's going to be doing this shit.
This is the time jump because he's beat to shit when he gets out of the elevator, and then the next scene is him. He's fine.
Yeah, but he goes and he recruits 3 of his old army buddies, Marines, Army. They never really say what he was in. And
The
I don't-
shit.
the shit,
He was in
yeah.
the shit.
Yeah, he was which branch of the service?
Yeah, it was Army, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, and the shit. Those were your
Yeah.
choices. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So shit.
Oh, Air
he,
Force.
he
I
gets
forgot
some
that
fellow the shit buddies.
the buddies.
Yeah, finds the first one in. He goes meets one in a library and barely even has like any words with him. He's just like, yeah, let's do this, and then goes and finds another one who's working in a roller rink. So we get some nice roller skate times. He helps a little girl tie her roller skate shoelace.
Hey, Mr. Thomas.
And then she asks why he doesn't skate anymore. He's like, I just don't skate. It's been a long time. She's like,
Okay,
okay,
bye."
cool story, bye. And he just takes off on
No
him.
time.
But yeah, but his buddy's like, yeah, I'm in, man. Whatever you got going on, I'm in. And then his buddy who is picking out a suit for some other dude.
I think he
And-
works there.
And the initial suit that he has on, hell yeah, 70s, like the full ruffle shirt, all of it.
It's good.
I think the suit that he hands
like
him to him
maroon.
is basically like the Eddie Murphy Raw suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he basically just hands him like a leather, like zip up suit. I'm pretty sure.
Hey, put this on.
Yeah.
Yep.
I gotta go join Gordon's war. Ring yourself up.
Yeah, but these guys, I mean, they never really. This movie's not big on names, except Spanish Harry is the only name that you really hear. But their names are B, Otis, and Roy.
I would have never known B's name.
Yeah,
Otis and Roy's
They said it,
names
but I didn't catch it.
got said. I don't think I ever knew B's name.
yeah. But
And which one is B? Is that the roller skating guy? Because I know Otis.
Who
is-
knows?
Is he the
No,
Civil War?
Well, no,
Hat.
Otis is the Civil War hat guy, right?
No, that was B, I believe.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And then Otis is the
The roller rink dude.
yeah.
So I thought it was
And
the
then
other way
Roy,
around.
and then
Okay.
Roy
Roy's
was
the big guy.
Yeah, I
from
know
the
that. I know
clothing
Roy
store.
was the big guy. I know they kept saying Big Man Roy or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, what I like is they go from this to they've already got a hideout set up. They've already got armaments. You know, they've got a wall of guns. They've got a map of Harlem, basically. And they're all like, all right, man, here we go. We got the police scanner going for two 3-block radius or whatever. They got a little peephole that they look out of to survey the city. And, Paul Winfield's just like, all right, this is good.
Step one.
Yeah. Well, he says, this is, what we're doing. It's going to get bad. This is your chance to get out. And everyone, and they all get their cool moment to be like, I'm in, man. I'm in. Yeah. So from here, he's like, all right, step one, take out the pimps. And the first one they go to is Luther the pimp.
Good old Luther.
He's
Yeah.
a pimp.
He is.
It's in
You
the
can-
name. I mean, Luther the
Right.
pimp. Yeah.
He doesn't like going by Luther the pimp.
And
though.
and there's kind of some cool, almost spy shit that they pull on Luther.
I wish there'd been more of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just do it. They just do 2 bits of it, and I just wish they had tagged like 80 things.
Yeah, because this is their initial plan. He says we got to take out the pimps, and what they do is, one of them just pretends like he's just a dude walking down the street, and he spots Luther the pimp, and he's just like, "Man, your car! This is the best car I've ever seen. Your car is so awesome!" And he's like, he's kind of basically like harassing him almost. But as he's doing this, he's spraying a circle on top of the car, but it's in a not invisible ink, but it's some kind of, like it's a clear,
Some sort of clear.
yeah, it's a clear substance, so you can't really see it.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, whatever. And then eventually he's like, yeah, man, sweet car, you're the best. And then just kind of like leaves. And Luther's like, what the fuck? What?
Guess I'm popular.
Yeah. And then the next scene is one of the other shit buddies comes up to this one dude who's clearly a drop off guy because he brings a suitcase in, comes out with an envelope full of money, and this guy's outfit fucking rules.
This is like Captain America if Captain America was a pimp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got like blue and
But
red.
he's got
high
like
heel boots.
Yeah, like blue platform boots, and he comes out, and the one guy's like, "Oh my god, those are the best boots I have ever seen on a man.
Oh my god.
You have to let me shine them. You got to
Please.
do this."
Let me shine your shoes.
Yeah.
He's like, all right.
And then he's like, "No, I'm not." And he's like, "You wouldn't even help a homeless guy. That's who you are, really?" And then he's like, "Okay, fine." So he does the world's shittiest shoe shine job.
And he also sprays his boots with the with a spray.
Yeah,
I was
Formula
not
number
clear
9.
as to what he was doing here until they reveal it seconds later. But
Super
yeah.
Shine number 9.
Super shine number 9.
because we were like, are his feet going to explode?
Yeah.
Like
I
when
kind of figured
I
it was the
honestly
same
was
stuff,
waiting
but-
for his like lower legs to
yeah.
explode.
I
Somehow
thought
or
like
something.
he was gonna when it touches the gas pedal, it explodes
Yeah.
or something.
Or just it's like some highly flammable shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like
give
the
him old-
friction just
give him
Catches
the old,
on fire
give him
as
the old
he's
hot
walking.
foot.
yeah.
So, but just like the other scene, but he gets in the car, leaves. Like, okay. The next scene is them pulling out an infrared viewer,
pipe.
basically.
It's basically like some shit off of a boat. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
it's supposed to be like mounted on something.
It's very
yeah,
industrial.
Probably out of like an airplane camera system or something.
They probably had them on the whatever the boats were, the PT whatever thing.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you were on a PT boat, if you were in the shit, let us know if you had cool IR things.
yes,
Please do. We would love to hear about your cool.
yes. Of all
Shit
your
IR.
experiences in the shit, this is the only thing we care about.
That's all we
Yeah.
want to hear.
Is if
We
you
really
had
want
any
we really
cool
want you to just go back to those
devices.
memories to remember whether or not you had an infrared device.
Please, let
Please
us know.
bring back that trauma, just so we can know if that device was cool or not.
Yeah.
But either way, what the device actually does is they're looking out the window with it, and you get kind of like the Predator vision of the city, but early 70s Predator vision. And eventually you see that the hot spots are this one guy's boots. And they're like, oh shit, you can see him walking around. And
You can also see the circle that he drew
that
on
they've
top
drawn
of the car.
on top
yeah.
of the car,
Yep.
and,
And
it's,
they're basically
pretty
using that to
cool.
mark and watch the pimps and
yeah. So
drug
so
dealers.
so they track they're tracking the movement, but then
Might I suggest at this juncture that if you want more of this James Bond versus drug dealers, may I suggest a little show called The Wire?
Yeah.
Okay.
yes,
I just wanted it here
All
because
right.
I was,
Yeah, I know.
I was
I'm just-
really
yeah.
into this part. I was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, just tag everybody, and then at the end do like some cool light a fuse, and then they all just blow up."
Sure.
yes,
That's what I want.
Okay.
they all
But,
get
yeah,
shanked
I mean, it's a
simultaneously.
little. Yeah, I concur that it's a little disheartening that it's like you get this one scene where it's like, oh, what cool,
Mm-hmm.
Green Beret bullshit army things are you gonna use against these drug guys? And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, we got some, isotopic pain or whatever.
yeah.
Because like a couple of the steps aren't really. You keep thinking like, "Oh, this is the final step," and then it's like, "Is it?" Like,
I
don't
mean,
know.
but it plays out as a cool reveal. But the problem is, that's all it is a cool reveal,
Right.
and they don't really do anything with it
Yeah.
because the next scene is them basically kidnapping Luther.
Yeah, I think they kind of figure out that they all go to like Chez Pimp or something. I mean, it's just like there's this restaurant where it's like all the pimps are hanging out and they just wait for Luther to leave and just kind of jump him basically. I mean,
Yeah.
grab him. He's dealing with his ladies, setting them off on their business, and they just like get in the car now. And
yeah,
Yeah, and he's like, "You know who I am? You know who you're dealing with?" And they're like,
yeah.
"Yeah, this is Luther the Pimp's car, isn't it? You're Luther the Pimp."
also, Luther the Pusher.
Yeah,
right.
Nope. Don't push any drugs.
Yep.
They're like, "Oh, all right, whatever." So
yeah. They're about to throw him in the river.
yeah, they take him to the docks.
They shred up his car first.
yeah, like where do you hide the drugs? Are they in here?
Yeah,
He's like, "Oh man, no, not my headrest, not
Yeah.
my,
and as they're about to toss him out into the river, smash cut to them in his apartment, and he's hidden all the heroin in the clothes hangers.
When you say all the heroin,
It's not much.
it's a slight handful of heroin. It's not
I mean,
a lot.
I mean, it's a lot of heroin for any of us.
Right,
Yes,
right.
But you're thinking
Yeah,
like,
it is
"Oh,
literally
man."
more heroin than I've ever
Yeah.
been in.
Yes,
I mean,
I've held
I've ever
zero
seen
heroin.
in my
Any one
life.
of those packets would have killed any one of us. However,
Maybe you guys.
for dramatic purposes of a movie,
Yeah,
of oh my god, we're raiding the stash. When you open up these false front, I mean, this is a cool ass idea, and I want some hangers like this to hide shit in.
Right,
but
to hide your heroin.
But they're basically like you fold the hanger opposite way your clothes would hold them down anyway, and out pops a couple of little heroin
I mean
packets.
these heroin packets are like the Andes mints you get at Olive Garden and shit. They're just little tiny rectangles of heroin.
They're that rectangular size, but they're wafer
really
thin.
small.
yes, they are.
And they contain just a sprinkle of.
Again, they're
Just a hint of
what they're
heroin.
called is I should know because I did
It's a
watch all the
spindle.
Wire and it says it a billion times. But yeah, this is the quantity that the corner boys have if you follow the
Oh.
Wire. This is not like the the Idris Elba level shit that this guy would have. So
Okay.
yeah,
Well,
So what you're saying is he's just a corner boy.
except he's not. I mean, that's what I'm saying. This is some bullshit. It's just like this.
Yeah.
This is a very piddly little quantity of heroin. at any
Maybe in
point
the
time.
70s, this was a lot of
I
heroin.
don't think so. I mean,
And
it
probably
was,
not
It was
compared to
actually
the-
easier to get with all the people coming back from Vietnam than it is now.
Ah.
Because there is a shitload of heroin in Southeast Asia.
Anyway,
or
so,
poppy seeds. I
yeah.
mean, to be used for other things too.
So this didn't seem like a lot of heroin, but they made it like it
Like
made it
bagels.
out like it was.
Yes.
Harlow's watched a lot of The Wire, so he's a heroin expert.
I mean, heroin
I'm
and
just
Vietnam
fucking
are kind of like go hand in hand. I mean, lethal weapon, the lethal weapon.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
All right.
Yep. So anyway, Luther. They leave him, and Luther leaves town. He calls Spanish Harry and is like, "Hey man,
I'm out.
I'm gone. I'm done. It's over. I'm out. They came for me." And then he hops on a bus and leaves. He chases down the bus that was
Bus
leaving without
leaving
him.
Yeah.
But Luther's gone. From here, they're taking out the suppliers. Correct?
I mean, they go fuck up some other random people. Like they go rough up that one hotel. That's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, that's part of one of the next stages, I
Yeah.
think,
I think
because
it's
they're
just
like
like-
they're
Man,
gonna take
but
they're
But
gonna
that
take
one
out the
dude
pimps,
has the best insult to the prostitute that comes out.
the pimps, the pushers,
Right.
the dens and the shooting galleries,
Right.
and then the supplier or
Right.
whatever. That's
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
four
Yeah.
corners of de-heroining.
He's got
Harlem.
4 pillars of success.
the four prongs
Yes.
of his trident.
Yes.
Right.
So basically, it's like clean up the hotels, break up the shooting dens.
What did?
Yeah. But they go to the hotel that's been like basically, no-tell motel type thing, and they're like, you need to run your shit clean. Like we're gonna, if you don't, you got 5 days to clean this place up. We're gonna fuck you up because you can run a regular business. But before they do this, a prostitute comes down and is like, "Hey, baby," to I believe it's B, and he's like, "Hey, how's it going?" And she's like, "Hey, I can take you upstairs for a good time." And he's like, "I'd love to, baby, but I'm allergic to penicillin." And she's like,
It's a good line.
"Fuck you."
Harumph.
Yeah.
Keep
Hikes
that one in
off.
mind if you're ever in Vegas. And don't want to get arrested.
Tell her you're allergic to penicillin.
Yeah.
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 Because, it's not actually legal there. So just
Yeah.
throwing that out there for
Right.
your own edification.
I love the fact that this dude.
I love hookers, is what I thought you were going to say.
Sure, but this dude working at this hotel, his method of protection is a fucking axe. He's in a phone booth of a check-in desk, and when they start fucking with him, he pulls out a full-sized fucking axe.
I mean, I think hotels and axes, that's just the kind of weapon
Sure.
one must use there.
I mean, yes, but that is, usually
What
you
if
see
there's
like
a fire?
You see like a short bat or a club of some kind. This motherfucker has a regular ass. Go to the hardware store. Give me an axe. I run a hotel.
Yeah.
It's,
I mean,
it's awesome.
okay.
I just love the fact that he pulls out this axe, and they're like, no.
I'm just amused by the fact that you just now realize that you can buy weapons at regular ass stores.
No, what I'm saying is that dudes don't normally produce an axe from underneath their tiny desk.
Sure. All right. I guess.
Usually it's a shotgun,
Yes.
or a pistol or something.
I mean, a
something-
hatchet would be more tactical for where you give it his range, but
In his little booth,
It's what
he
he had.
has no
It's what
way
he
to
had.
swing that fucking thing. All he could do is brandish it and go, "Ha I have an axe," and that's why they're like, no. So, yeah, they tell him to clean up his shit, and then they do like this weird undercover. All right, you're gonna sneak into the drug den, and I'm gonna have you wired, and we're gonna do this thing where you're gonna take pretend drugs that are actually just like Alka-Seltzer.
I think that was to delegitimize the
Yes.
junk, the
Yes,
dealers.
yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, because one of them complains about it later.
it's
Right.
just
That their
very
stuff's-
convoluted.
It is.
It's a lot. It seems like more steps than they need, especially with the wireless mic that he wears. So
I mean,
that his
the
buddy
thing
can
is,
hear him.
I think the thing we now have the benefit of understanding is that the users are not the criminal necessarily. You want to remove the source of the drugs and they're victims,
Right.
So I think that's
Yes, you taint the source, and then everyone's like,
I think
well, I'm
they
not
just,
going back there again.
Philosophy was maybe a little different then. It was like, hey, fuck them too. Let's put
Yeah.
the fear of God in them too because they're also bad. But I think now we would just be like, yeah, let's remove the dealers. The junkies will take care of themselves. They'll have a bad week or so. But
The best part about all this, though, is that Spanish Harry and his people are very quickly able to put together exactly what the hell is going on. Like they're made aware that some shit has gone down, but it doesn't take them long to immediately piece this together because
Yeah.
we're just talking about a small subset of Harlem. We're not talking about the entirety of New York City or anything like that. It is just a neighborhood, basically. So it is very easy for them to go, okay, we know exactly what's going on here. We can target them and put a stop to this.
Yeah.
And they won't even know we're coming.
Yeah.
And they kind of don't.
Yeah. Well, and I think they don't do it right away because it's just been kind of like little annoying things.
Right.
Because they have a pimp moot. And,
They do have a
and they
pimp
all
moot.
get together and, and one guy's like, hey, things are, they're all like, ha ha, laughing. And then one guy's like, hey, man, shit's bad out there.
Why are we all laughing? Everything's
It's
bad.
hard out here for a pimp.
Right.
And
trying to get the money for the rent.
yeah, and then Spanish Harry's like, okay, because the one guy's like, yeah, people like everyone thinks my stuff's laced with rat poison, and the guy's like, yeah, and all my hookers are gone because I can't use that hotel anymore, and they're all, and he's like, and basically he's just like, things will get better,
Right. Meeting adjourned.
get back out there. And it's like, thanks, Spanish Harry.
He's just basically being a politician.
Yeah,
It's like, listen.
You know everything's on fire. It's fine.
It's fine.
Go home.
And it'll be fine.
Go home.
Yes.
Drive away.
We'll
I'm going
fix
to
it.
lower taxes and give you more things.
Oh.
Wow, that's a good idea.
He also basically threatens everybody into having a toast with him.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Monorail sounds like a good idea.
Oh, yeah, because he stands and raises his
What's
glass.
that word?
Monorail.
Say it again.
Monorail.
Monorail.
But they go out. They all be like, "All right, things are great. Thanks, Spanish Harry." And so they go outside, and their cars don't blow up.
No.
But there are basically explosives like under the front of each of their cars.
Yes.
That scares the shit out of all of them.
They just go
They
back
could not
in.
afford to blow up
No.
15 cars.
Not
Yeah.
these cars.
They basically
No.
just put cherry bombs under each of the cars.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. Well, I mean, the film crew could not afford to blow
yes,
up these cars.
yes.
Like,
But very much an intimidation tactic.
Yes.
yeah.
And they all go back inside like, what the fuck? Like, I can't drive home
Yeah.
with that possibility
Yeah,
of
that-
another cherry bomb going
Yeah,
off. Under my...
and this makes Spanish Harry call in to his bosses
Yeah.
upstate, apparently, which is a table of white dudes.
Conglomerate of whiteys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who it's 4 people at a conference table and 1 guy on a speaker.
I think the group of white men is called a corporation.
It's called a podcast.
Podcast.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on more than 4, then it becomes a corporation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're
But,
just like, something's up
but-
in Harlem.
Yeah, but the last straw really is when they raid the drug den,
Yes.
which is where we're briefly introduced to Grace Jones
Yes.
for about 2 seconds, where they rip her shirt off and yank out the
Titties.
yes. There's
Yes,
those,
and.
but she's also got the fanny pack going around her belly.
Right.
Yeah, she's got the traveler
Full of the
vest
drugs.
thing, you know,
Yeah.
like
Yep.
Yep. And then they go upstairs and just burst into the drug operation, which of course in classic drug operation fashion is a bunch of topless women
They might steal the
in
drugs.
their underwears.
Yeah.
Yep.
I call that the new Jack Off City scenario.
Yeah. But they get in there, they steal all the drugs, they smash up everything.
They do.
Yeah.
And they walk off in a
And I gotta
cloud
say,
of heroin.
Yeah, there's a lot of heroin floating around in the air. It's kind of like, I hope you're holding your breath, Gordon.
Eh.
That's what gives them their power.
I mean,
Yeah.
they've been in the shit. They've been through war. They could use a night of not really feeling anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, I mean, it is shortly after this that it's just like, I mean, they are doing a mission on a stakeout kind of thing, but they are just kind of chilling out at this bar waiting for Spanish Harry to show up.
Yeah.
But Spanish Harry already,
However,
yeah.
Spanish Harry has put things in motion that are going to take care of these guys.
A lot of things in motion. A couple of them are stupid.
nobody expects the Spanish Harry.
One of them works. I'll
yes,
say that.
Yes, one of them works. The guy they send after Gordon is dumb.
Yeah. Well,
That situation is real obvious and real dumb.
the world's most obvious hitman.
Yes, the one in the bar and the white lady. Those are both. Those they did their research on those and are like, all right.
Yeah.
But like, just sending Epstein from Welcome Back, Kotter after Gordon is just
Yeah, and I was
Expect
expecting
some
like
other characters from that show.
I was expecting like an Eastern Promises type thing because it's like he's in the sauna and he walks out with the towel on and then
Yeah.
and then this
beginning of Red Heat.
yeah and then Welcome Back Cotter's following him.
Oh, it's more like Art No Funkle.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, I see.
Art No Funkle.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the two of that, like he follows him, and then as Paul Winfield is shaving, the guy's like, "Hey, man,
What's happening?
Are you all good? I was just watching the levels on the.
okay,
I was
just
worried there for a second.
I'm sitting in a slightly different
Okay.
position, and
All
I
right.
realized that I could see it
All
over
right.
here if I kind of lean back a little bit.
look at your levels."
Watch the levels.
But yeah, Paul Winfield is shaving. Gordon is shaving, and the guy's like, "Why don't you stop doing that?" He's like, "You got to come with
gun.
me."
He's just
and,
like,
and
hey.
he's like, "Why don't you get dressed and get going?"
I said I wouldn't do this the entire time, but I'm going to make one. It's Darmok and Gillette. Now I'm done.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There it was. You're allowed
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, and
I was
and,
waiting for it. That's all.
and of course, Gordon's like playing it completely cool.
Like, oh, all right.
Like he's not stressed about it at all. He's like, "Oh man." It's like, "All right, well, you got a light at least."
He's like, pulls out a cigar. He's like, well, if I'm going with you, at least can you light this? And the guy's like,
Now,
yeah, alrighty.
the thing is, to set the scene,
Uh huh.
Gordon is literally spraying antiperspirant
Yes.
into his armpits at that very moment.
I believe it's right guard. Yeah.
So, would the next logical step be as a man lights a mat, like flicks a lighter in front of him?
Well, sure. You spray it in his face.
You
And,
torch that man's goddamn face.
yeah.
Which he does.
Gordon knows.
And they give us a close up of the guy's face all red going, ah!
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's really good.
It's really the most satisfying thing in this movie.
It is, because that guy was just like,
Fuck that guy.
yeah, that guy was just, he's one of those people, like, one look, you're like, man,
Yeah.
fuck that guy.
Yeah, because like he emerges out of the steam to follow Gordon out of the sauna, and it's like, oh man, fuck you.
Yeah.
Just immediately, fuck you.
Yeah. I don't even want to look that guy's IMDb biography up, because fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
He's just got that general sliminess to him, like that guy that's not Eugene Levy in The Goodfellas.
The
know?
guy who sued the Simpsons for for his likeness.
Right.
Yeah, that guy.
I'm just saying, it's like, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
now
like-
we're gonna get sued for mentioning him.
Oh, okay, sure.
Oh, no.
Is he gonna Eugene Levy some fines against us?
You son of a bitch.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so Roy goes off with a white lady he meets in the bar because he likes white ladies. And his buddies give him shit about it. They're like, hey, there's a lot of fine sisters in this club. What are you doing? And he's like, aren't you a fan of integration? And they just got to look at each other like, well, he's got a point anyway.
You got us.
You know? So he goes back to have sex with the white lady.
Mm-hmm.
They are just sitting there, and supposedly they're waiting for Spanish Harry to show up to do
Yeah.
something. We're not
Also,
exactly
by the
sure
way,
what.
just to paint the scene, this is all happening sort of at the same time, Godfather
Yes.
style.
Yes, it
Like-
is.
Like most of the audio is from them in the car. Is it, or is it Gordon's scene?
No, it's the club audio.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's just
Because
weird.
like even when he's
Right.
making love with the white
right,
lady,
it's like
it's still the
audio.
club audio.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. So.
It's like I was like seriously like, are we wiping out this team this early?
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was actually going to, because it's very clear that two of them are, somebody's got to drop on
Yeah.
them. Like, Gordon, you never really,
No, Gordon's not.
he's in
Gonna, it's
danger.
his war.
I knew Roy.
because you see that guy and you're like, man, fuck that guy. He's not going to kill him.
Yeah, no.
I had the bad feeling about Roy. What's his name? Right, the big dude.
Yeah, Roy.
Yeah.
I was just like immediately like, I mean, I've seen Get Out, so
Yeah.
I just don't go with the white lady. It's-
Yep.
I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. But,
not for like
but-
moral reasons, for your own safety.
but yeah,
your own
while,
reasons.
while they keep cutting back to her clothes getting removed, we go back to B, who the guy's like, hey man, I know why you're here. I know I know you're waiting for Spanish Harry. I got some info. It'll
Well,
cost you some money. But
At
I'll
first,
give it
his
to you.
whole deal is like, "Hey guys, want to buy a watch?" You know, that kind of like,
Yeah, and they're
I got
like-
jewels.
They're like, get away from me.
Yeah, and then he's like, "All right, I know why you're here."
I really don't understand this entire sequence. This entire sequence drags out.
It does for a reason.
Yep.
But why? Like, okay, did I miss something? Because like he. All right, so the dude's like trying to sell him watches, and eventually they're like, "Do we look like fuckers that want this?" And he's like, "Oh, well, you're clearly waiting here for Spanish Harry. You know, like I can help you with that too." They make a settle on a price. The one dude, again, I can't remember. I don't remember which one's which. Otis and B. Yeah. One dude's like, "I'm going to stay here and finish my beer." The other one, like, they're going to leave, so he's like, "I'm going to give you the information outside. Too many years here."
Mm-hmm.
The one dude stops at the payphone, makes a call to the old time number,
Yep.
and just lets it play, but acts like he's talking to somebody, saying,
Yeah,
"I'm not
talking
going
to
to
his
be home. Yeah,
girlfriend.
not going to be home soon," or something like that.
He's doing that to give his buddy time to get outside.
Does he? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. So I don't remember. Like, I got a little. This got a little muddy. What all went down here?
Yeah.
There just wasn't enough of a wink and a nod at each
Right.
other for them to go, "All right, we know what's up. You go do this.
Yeah.
I'll do this." And it's just they have an unspoken agreement of, you know, "Hey, remember this in the shit? Let's
Okay.
do that again."
Gotcha.
So that's
Yeah.
what happens really because they get outside.
Because as soon as he sets foot out the door, the guy's got a gun on him and is like, "Come on, we're going down this alley."
yeah, and that's when the other guy pops around.
Yeah,
and shoots
and the other
him.
guys, as they get all the way down the stairs to the bottom, the other guy's already there and
Yeah.
pops him.
And this is cut with Spanish Harry and his goons breaking in on Roy and the white lady, and they immediately shoot Roy. Roy's dead.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Thanks, white lady," and they shoot her too.
Yep. And you kind of think like the way it plays out, because it plays out first that Gordon kills his dude, and then they take out this other guy.
Yeah.
And then you think, well, hey, maybe Roy will make it. And it's like, nope, Roy's not making
No,
it.
Roy's dead. But they continue this thing of the 3 remaining dudes are basically like, well, we don't know he's dead, so we're going to hold out hope that he's still all right until we get some sign that he's dead.
I think it's only Gordon that believes he might still be
Yeah.
alive. I think the other,
Yeah,
two
the other
are like,
guys are
He
pretty
does
sure
convince
he's dead.
them.
Yeah.
But yes, it's him saying, look, until we have sign of death,
Yeah.
he's fine. So this starts a thing where they're going to rob Spanish Harry's
His
front,
safe.
his travel agency, because they send a white guy. The white conglomerate sends down a white guy to Spanish Harry and sells him on getting some guard dogs. This is a lot of screen time wasted on things that don't matter because they get guard dogs. The guard dogs have no purpose whatsoever. I immediately became concerned knowing it's a 70s movie because I'm like, oh no, they're going to kill some dogs.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Luckily, the dogs are inconsequential.
Have nothing to do with anything. They just get safely tied up.
They're just a
Doberman
way
is
to use the guy from the scene that happens after this.
Yeah.
Because while they're waiting for Roy, one of them goes out and gets a hot dog from the street vendor. Because who doesn't want food cooked by a guy on the street in boiling water?
I mean, that's all a
it's
hot
the best
dog
way to
is.
get a hot dog.
I mean,
yeah, it's the best hot dog.
I couldn't do any better.
You'll ever eat.
But he gets a hot dog and then immediately chases all the kids away who wanted hot dogs. And
Get out of here, you damn kids.
and he follows our man back to their hideout and is able to sneak in. And
With
this,
a satchel.
with a satchel, which, as it turns out, it's he's got some plastique and some wire and a trigger.
This sequence,
It goes on.
They spend a lot of time on him setting this up.
Okay.
And then he gets his ass kicked.
it's weird because that dude obviously comes in at one specific point. They know he's in the building, but they're sneaking around on the floor that they're on. Like, no, he's downstairs, and
Yeah.
you know he's downstairs. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Go down there and stop him from doing this.
Because the one guy gets all the way up and they're like, you've been followed.
yeah.
Also, be quiet.
Yes, they tell him to shush
Now,
several times.
I don't mind this sequence because it's the old, show somebody a bomb under the table, and then just wait.
Right.
Because that's what they do. This is the sequence that takes the longest. I don't like the way it ends.
No.
Because they blow it. Not
Not
the
the
bomb,
No,
but
the scene.
The scene. the ending. They blow it. Not the bomb. But they creep around for a long time. The guy is able to arm the plastique on the staircase and on the doorway across from there, and he's got the wires in, and he's reeled it out, and he's got the one wire hooked up, and then he drops. He's nervous, so he drops the trigger.
And they hear it, and they go,
And they hear
he's
it.
downstairs. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's the only way in.
Yep. And one guy gets in, but he's able to karate chop him in the neck so that he collapses and, he's knocked out because that's all it ever took in those days was a karate chop to the neck. And you were lights out.
Judo chop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Yep.
If you ever had insomnia, you're like, hey, do you know judo?
Hit me in the neck.
Hit me in the neck. I need a nap.
I've got to go to sleep.
Yeah. But so he gets down, and then eventually Gordon gets down there because he hears, oh, wait, I heard that. And he sees the plastique. And the thing is, none of them, both of them have seen the plastique
Yeah.
on the wall with
Yep.
the wire.
Yep.
Just yank out the wire. Just yank the wire. That's all you got to do, man. And no, they don't do that.
Nope.
But no, he goes in, and then he ends up fighting that guy, and eventually kicking him down the stairs because the guy in this interim, the guy has plugged in the other wire and then set a timer,
Yeah, for like 60 minutes.
and then didn't fucking leave.
No, then he was like, I'm going to watch. It's like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
The purpose of the timer is so you can get the fuck out.
Get out, guy.
Nope,
No.
he doesn't. Instead, he gets in a fight with Gordon, and he gets chucked down some stairs. We're like, oh, that man dead.
Yes, his
He's
neck
not.
is broken.
And the thing is, he goes down the stairs, and then Paul Winfield just goes over and goes, oh, hey, yank, and pulls the wires out of the timer, and
It's a hard cut
and
out
they're
of
like,
that scene, too.
they're like, but damn, real change.
yeah.
Get out.
Yeah.
And I think perhaps the implication is that nobody does see the C4 until he comes in and finds the detonator. Because it's framed that there's one where it's like, hey, audience, remember this?
Yeah.
And then he rounds a corner where maybe he didn't see it.
I mean, they have no
he
reason.
steps over
he
the
does,
wire.
He does step all over the wire, the
Yeah.
det cord, whatever it is.
But they
It's
have
not
no
det
reason
cord,
to
but,
think that he is planting a bomb.
Yeah.
They just know there's a dude in there.
Sure.
But so yeah, them not going, oh look, pull that out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but still,
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll waste some time.
Yeah. But either way, like it works because it's like, oh shit, like because you are expecting one of them to die because you've just had another one of the guys die.
yeah.
Sure.
But it doesn't happen.
I think the scene overall is fine. It just ends so abruptly.
Oh,
and-
yeah.
and
Like-
has
like-
no consequence that you're like,
Well, it doesn't it hard cut to they're just like, all right, here's the final plan. This is how we're
Yes.
gonna get
Yeah.
the safe, and it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what happened to the guy? And
Like,
then, until
he's tied
eventually,
up in that room
until
right there,
eventually
yeah.
they're like, what about the dogs?
Yes.
And they're like, we're just throwing some meat, and then it's like, whoop, and pan over to the guy all tied up and like, womp womp, and
Yeah.
you know. But
He's like,
they've
no,
got
no, no, no,
you
no,
know,
no.
They've got their heist plans of like how they're going in here.
Yeah.
yeah. Then it briefly becomes a heist movie.
Yeah.
Because they're going to steal the safe that has the drugs in
But
it.
really, all it is just drop the guy they have taken hostage through the skylight until all the dogs and the one guard are like, "Hey, what the fuck?" And then they all just step in and go like, "Drop your shit and chain up the dogs."
Just dangled this guy.
And then we're gonna take the safe and drop it in a garbage truck,
Yeah.
and that's basically it. I mean, it's like there's a exciting hoisting of winches montage, but you know, like, yeah.
It is
Yeah.
very exciting.
You know what? It's more interesting than the whole On Her Majesty's Secret Service cracking the safe scene.
Okay.
But that's not saying much.
I think you're wrong, but
What? None of them kicks back and reads a Playboy while a machine ticks
right,
numbers.
that machine is cool as shit.
Yeah, for the first 5 minutes. And then the next 5 minutes, you're like, all right, machine, do your
Still
thing.
cool as shit.
Yeah.
Do we assume that they used the
Uses
confiscated
cranes.
bomb that the dude left to blow open that safe?
That's a good question.
I mean,
Maybe.
plot hole. I mean,
Is it in the goof section?
No, it's not.
They're
in the
able to
goose.
get into the
No.
safe without having.
Yeah, who cares?
I don't.
They get-
I'm just
They skim over
talking.
so much shit in
I
this
know,
movie that
I know.
it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I just feel like they could have repurposed that bomb to blow the fuck out of that safe.
They could have, but they didn't have the budget for another explosion.
That's true.
They already used all of theirs.
Yeah.
No,
on
there's
those
still
other
one
cars.
more. Oh yeah, we'll get
Yeah,
there.
the American graffiti.
yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
But from
So-
here, he gets a call from, does he call Spanish Harry?
No, Spanish
no,
Harry
he's got a
leaves
shoe in his car.
Yes, it's one of Roy's shoes.
Yeah.
And it's got a phone number on it. So he calls it and he's like, call me back at this number. And then some guy comes and tries to use the payphone. He's like, no, it doesn't work. And then that guy walks 2 steps away and the phone rings. And he's like, all right, meet me here. We'll exchange Roy for all my drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Is it wrong of me to say they got the number from their soul brother?
Ah, I see what you did there. That was a pun.
It was.
I liked it.
Yeah.
That was a pun. Yeah. So yeah, they go to meet Spanish Harry. I keep wanting to say
Finally.
Spanish
almost,
Harlem.
Yeah.
almost said Spanish Harlem.
I know.
a
I've
bunch
been
of
wanting
times,
to say it this whole episode, but Spanish Harry to make the exchange, drugs for Roy. Roy obviously is dead,
Yep.
and Spanish Harry provides some sort of body parts in a bag
Probably a finger.
to just be like, "Here you go. Here's Harry.
Now you can
Give
call
me my
his,
drugs."
Now you can call his mother.
Yeah.
You mother.
And you know, there's a bunch of dudes surrounding.
Honestly,
Gordon.
this kind of ends like a Batman 66 thing because he's just like, now you can have a proper funeral. Now we have to deal with yours. Goodbye.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'm leaving now, and then all the goons come in like biff, bam, pow, and then he just is like, shit, I guess I should probably get out of here.
I appreciate how many times in the scene Gordon reloads his shotgun.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very obvious every time, and I'm sort of into it because usually they know no one does this in
Yeah.
movies that frequently, but every time.
Yep. But they're able to kill all their dudes pretty quickly.
Yeah. They have dropped in Batman style on Spanish Harry's driver, who's sitting outside watching, and they have knocked him out, so they have placed him in the car to where he looks like he's ready to go.
Yep.
Spanish Harry eventually gets out and runs to the car. Is like, drive, and that guy's just not moving, and so he runs around to the driver's seat.
So he taps him on the shoulder, and
Yes.
then they go.
I do like that when Spanish Harry's leaving, he's not really in that big a hurry at that point.
No, he's
He's like, my guys will take care of this.
yeah.
I
He's
hear a
just
lot of shooting.
He's just casually strolling out of this place, like,
Yeah.
got my drugs.
Yep. But yeah, when he gets in the car and the dude's dead, and falls onto the horn, that's when he's like, panic mode.
Yes. And he peels out, and Gordon comes out, and the other 2 guys are like, don't worry about it. It's because they've chained to the rear axle.
Yep.
and just yoink that thing right out
Oh,
from under this
man.
car.
And that car immediately catches on fire.
It does.
Yeah.
A
And-
lot of fire.
You wonder if that was planned.
Not the first part. I don't think. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that was the gas tank scraping on the
Yep.
Yeah.
on the pavement.
Possibly.
Because Spanish Harry has to get out through the passenger side. It's awkward. Like, there's an
Yeah.
awkward, like, is he going to get out of the car? What's happening?
I don't
Yeah.
think that part was supposed to go to fire.
Yeah. He eventually gets out, and then that car explodes.
Yeah.
First,
I mean,
like,
'cause
And the thing is,
it's a
the car-
two-stage
like,
explosion.
I was going to say, I think the first little thing that happens is a natural explosion, and then the bigger one is the
Yeah.
planned one.
Yes.
Because I mean,
it just blows the door off.
well, no, I mean, from a like pyrotechnic standpoint, what explodes literally explodes from the back of the car directly into the fucking passenger seat.
Yeah.
And why would you rig something like that? I mean,
Right.
it goes poof and just blows the fucking front seat
Blows-
apart.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's like you wouldn't rig that like even for a looked cool thing like after you get out of the car. That's fucking dangerous as shit. That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure that gas tank
Something
caught
went wrong.
fire
Yeah.
and then exploded in front of the car.
Well, you know what? It looks cool
Yeah,
as shit.
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
It
Hooray
looks so
for movies.
It looks so cool that a man passing by on a motorbike pulls
Stops to look.
right up to the explosion and stops. And the way it's shot, you're like, well, this guy is obviously
Part of the gang.
part of the gang who is there to provide this motorcycle escape. Because it seems at first like Harry's getting onto the back of the bike, but then he throws that dude off the bike.
I thought that guy was there to pick him up too,
Yes.
and then Harry was just
No.
decided, yeah, fuck you.
He just saw the explosion and was like, cool, what's all this? Then Harry peels off on the bike, and Gordon's like, nope, this aggression will not stand. I will chase you. And they have a frightening chase through Harlem.
I estimated 90% were stolen shots. It's probably 99% are stolen shots.
Yeah, they are driving way too fast, and
There's also 1973 version of a GoPro on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
It's real well done. Like, I mean, most of the times you get these and they don't strap them down right, or they don't like long focus them. So it's just like this rattly, blurry shit. This looks good.
this is terrifying
Yeah.
because this guy's going fast too.
Yeah,
It's in the goof section. They rag on the fact that for like 4 frames you can see a shadow of the camera, but who gives
I
a
mean-
shit? It's an awesome shot.
I
Yeah.
was just saying. Like, I mean, I've seen French Connection, I've seen Bullet, I've
Yeah.
seen all of these. Like, even up to Ronin, and like, I'm just saying, like, a lot of the shit doesn't look as good as this did, strapped to this motorcycle
Right,
for
right.
like $5. So
Yeah. That's what I'm.
Yeah.
Basically, what I'm saying is,
Right.
who gives a shit about the goof?
Yeah.
It was a really good shot.
God, you remind me I need to watch Ronin again.
Ronin fine rules.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Ronin since the theater. I should watch
Yeah.
it again too.
But anyway, yeah. I mean, and this chase goes on for a while.
Yeah, it does.
And it's through like all the shittiest parts of 70s New York, which is all of them. Every part of New York was shitty in the 70s.
Parks, apartment buildings, sidewalks, like
Yeah.
they are all
Docks,
over the place.
The
Yes.
docks were the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's
maybe.
one of those chases that just looks dangerous.
Yes.
Like everywhere they go, you're like, no, don't go there. No,
Don't go
don't
there.
do this. Your life is precious,
Yeah.
sir. Don't do this.
Like Gordon skids out several times, like doesn't
Yeah.
make the turn and then has to adjust and then will slam into another car and it's just like, oh God.
Yeah.
It's dangerous filmmaking and that's what makes car chases really exciting because it's like anything could happen at this point. I
Yeah.
have no idea what's gonna happen.
Or maybe it's not. I mean, that's also equally good filmmaking. Just
Sure.
make it look
Yep.
dangerous.
Yes.
That's actually that's the best filmmaking. Actually, is
Yeah.
to make it look really, really dangerous and it not be at all.
I mean like
So
one
all
of
you
the-
have to do to make it look dangerous is shoot it in shitty 70s New York.
All you
Yeah.
need to do is hire George Miller and
Sure.
listen to what everything he says.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the way this ends, I mean, it just keeps going for a while, and then somehow, I guess Spanish Harry gets cut off or something,
He
and has
veers
to
off
kinda-
onto the
Has to
sidewalk.
veer off, and he kind of hits like a ramp of trash,
As you do. It's New York.
All over New York, yeah.
Ramps of trash.
and
It was
they-
it was a rampant trash problem.
Yeah, there it is. And this guy goes through the window on the bike, and they freeze frame literally like shards of glass flying through the air. Like it's a perfect freeze frame. And then it's just narration of, well,
Well, about that time, I guess old Andy was wishing he had a motorcycle helmet.
yeah. You may wondering how Spanish Harry.
Yeah.
You may be wondering how Spanish
Yeah.
Harry got here.
Time out, guys.
Yeah.
How did I end up like this?
Yes, but it's basically saying, well, that took care of Spanish Harry's drug trade, but who took care of Spanish Harry? You know, it was like who was Spanish Harry's boss.
Right.
Because the other guys are like, eventually it fades out from this freeze frame of a man going through a goddamn plate glass window, and it's them back in the lair.
Yeah, they're not celebrating. They're like,
No.
we still got one step to go here.
Well, the other two are kind of celebrating,
Yes.
and Gordon's like, yeah, but we don't know who his boss was.
Yeah. Who was Spanish Harry's supplier?
Yeah.
This goes all the way to the top.
Yep.
You
And
weren't
then-
expecting
and then-
that Inquisition, were you?
Yeah, and then cut back to the podcast of dudes up in the boardroom, and they're like, "All right," and the voice that's been on like the speakerphone or whatever is like, "I'll be taking care of this problem personally." Spanish Harry was not able to handle it.
Yep.
That's Portuguese Charlie. Yeah.
So they sent Brazilian Bill down,
Yeah.
and then this is one of those scenes that's like, it feels tacked on almost. Like if it was a modern film, you'd be like, "Oh, they reshot the ending for this."
I had no idea what was happening here.
Yeah, it's very, very, very dark. Nighttime shot of a car with like I guess a chauffeur kind of parked on the side of the road. You see other cars that have kind of like blocked this area in, and Gordon walks in from like the right side of the frame and kind of walks over to the car and gets in the car, and then a garbage truck pulls up next to it.
Yep.
And then you don't know what's going on. And
I
then
figured this was going for the bummer ending. I figured they were
I
like they had
100% thought this was going to be the bummer.
they had enough muscle. They loaded up this garbage truck. They're going to murder these three guys, and then it'll be like, well, white guys win again, and
Yeah.
credits. And I was going to be like, come on,
Yeah.
no.
It sure seemed like that. The way everything's shot, the
Yeah.
way everything's set up.
Yes.
But then like the guys who are waiting in the cars are like, okay, and they're flashing their lights at each other, and then eventually they all get up and go over to the car, and both the driver and whoever this white dude is are dead. And there's no sign of Gordon anywhere.
And they're just like, oh no, what do we do?
Yeah, and cut to Gordon reading a paper the next day. Says, famous broker killed in Harlem, something like that. I don't think it's a famous, but it's a
Just a
broker
broker.
killed in Harlem.
Yeah.
And he's at the park where he wistfully remembered riding a bike poorly with his love.
Yes. He
Yeah.
remembers it again.
They're
And
hoping that they'll send him an angel of his dead heroine wife.
and that's the end of the movie,
Yeah.
where they
They did
graciously thank the people of Harlem for
it.
allowing
Yes.
them.
Thanks
to
for
make this
putting up
movie.
with us.
Yeah,
Sorry, we might have killed some of you along the way getting some of our shots.
yeah.
Whatever it takes to get the drugs out.
Mm-hmm.
No, I meant like realistically, the people of
Yeah,
Harlem.
no, I know. I'm
like
just saying.
during the car stunts
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
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 Or that guy on the motorcycle who's probably just a random pedestrian. You're like, new ending. He's stealing a motorcycle.
Y'all filming a movie? What's going on? Hey!
Yeah.
Don't you drive that across 110th Street?
This car's fucked. We didn't know that this would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gordon's War's over.
So,
The armistice has happened.
Yes.
ratings.
I'll go.
Okay.
This one is difficult to rate on the BMFcast scale because I feel like I'm going to give it a higher star rating than what this rating sounds like. I'm giving it a single jocks. I think it is perfectly fine. It just doesn't elevate to a lot of the things we want in a BMFcast movie. I think the movie is perfectly fine. I think it is well made. I think it's interesting. Everything about it. It's certainly not Cotton Comes to Harlem. Like I never got that rush from it.
No.
It's just as a movie you can watch. This is more of like you would watch this in a film studies class. You know, like here's an example of higher, elevated blaxploitation. This is not really like what you think blaxploitation is. This is a film. This is telling a story, and this has meaning, and this is there are emotions with this, and it's a fine motion picture, and I do like it and I appreciate it. I just think on our scale, there's not a lot of point to that, point to this. Oh my God, that's amazing. It has good parts. The soundtrack is great. That chase at the end, Jesus. But it felt like every state, like whenever they do like step one, we do this. The ending of each step feels so abbreviated. It just feels so like that's been solved. Now move on to the next thing. And I'm like, I don't feel like there was a satisfactory resolution to that. You just did one thing. And I understand for time reasons you have to do it that way.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel like an A-team putting the plan together, like, and now it all comes together. It just seems like they go one place, bother one person, and then go back to the lair and start talking about the next thing. That's how it feels. So I do like it. You should watch it. 1 Jocks.
I'm conflicted because I believe I only gave Boss 2 Jocks. I gave Boss 4 Jocks. Okay. Then I can give this 3 Jocks safely. Because I kept thinking my score for Boss was lower.
No.
Good. Because like this is not as good as Boss.
No.
Not nearly as memorable, but I actually really, really like this. And I'm going 3 Jocks. Because I think there's enough satisfying stuff in there for me. A lot in basically just the setups and like, you know, this is almost like a movie about the journey, not the destination, because the destination almost always sucks in comparison to where the journey went.
Right.
So that's a little tough, but I really like Paul Winfield in this too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really like him a lot, and it's kind of sad that he, like the other characters he did were kind of like shifty. Character, like, you know, like in Trouble Man, it's like, God, you suck in it. Like you're just like not like he's good playing the character, but like the character sucks.
Yeah.
You know, and
Well,
Original Gangstas was the same way. It's like, man, this character sucks.
He's got really, and I mean this in the nicest way. He's got very interesting eyes. Like they are eyes that you can be like, oh, that's kind, and I want you to take care of me. But then like you can just slightly change them, and it's like, fuck. You know, like, it's just like I know acting, as they say, is in the eyes, but he's just got those eyes that are like, you know, they're Morgan Freeman or fucking demonic Sam Jackson. You know, like you don't know which way it's gonna go. You know.
Yeah. But I actually really like this.
Yeah.
And 3 Jocks.
I'm going to split the difference between you guys because I really liked this as just a regular movie, but I didn't really find it was super BMFcasty.
Yeah.
It just didn't. I mean, it ticked some of the boxes, but it wasn't like, you know, it was just kind of the regular boxes. Like, okay, yeah, there's an explosion. You know, there's an car chase. There's Anne of Green Gables or whatever. It's very important to us. But you know, it gets the job done as a BMFcast movie, but it's not outstanding. However, I enjoy it as just a regular film, you know, as a sort of action drama. Its build is like an action thriller, but it's not that thrilling. It feels like there's more just there's just not a whole lot of on the edge of your seat thrill material, but it's well made. It's interesting.
It's there though. The suspensey stuff, like if this got remade, could be just very well executed in terms of just making you like, oh God, they know. Like, they know this is all a setup. Oh my God, like Gordon's team is about to get fucking wiped out.
Yeah.
And the movie is, while we were
movie
watching it, it's a little confusing. Like, what exactly is happening here? Like, I get that they immediately are onto them and are putting out this, but are all 4 of them in danger? What's going on? And it's, I don't know. I feel like if this movie was made today, someone would come along and just hype the shit out of that situation.
Yeah.
So,
But it's not. Like that was the scene I'm thinking of. Like that's supposed to be our thrilling, you know, one of the most tense scenes is watching them all in the process of being set up.
yeah.
And I didn't buy that any of them were gonna buy it. I thought, you know, like we said, that they were all gonna get out of it scot-free. So you know, one point into the surprise category for Roy getting it, but yeah, it's just not run of the mill, but it's just regular, you know, as a movie good. So I'll give it 2 Jocks, and again, second what we said in the beginning, that you should watch this if you haven't already.
I am like dead square in between a 1 and a 2 Jocks. Like I like this, but I think I'm gonna land on a 1 because I mean, the setup of this is a little muddy. Like I didn't know. I mean, at first I was like, they never even specifically. I don't feel like until like one person's like, "How's your wife?" and he just looks like he kicked his dog. Like I didn't even like.
Oh yeah, we didn't know who she was to him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like not 100%. We were like, I'm guessing wife based on he's wearing a wedding ring and they look rather close.
Yeah.
But it never really specifically says. And look, I mean, on one side, it's like I kind of like mysterious filmmaking where it's like not everything has to be spelled out, but I feel like this one maybe sways a little bit too much into let us in. Like we're the audience, we need to know what's happening. Like
There's a lot of unspoken.
yeah, a lot of unspoken. I mean, there's whole scenes of like. There's clearly looks being given, and it's like people in the scene know what needs to happen, and like somebody will look at somebody, they'll hand them a briefcase, and it's like, cool, we didn't see the setup to this. Like,
Yeah.
what's happening? Like,
Yeah.
what's
in there? Who are you
Where's
doing
the
that
scene
for?
with the stopwatch, and it's trying to perfect whatever thing,
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I like, and the second act really drags at certain points. Like the second act in this movie's not great, but there's the car chase is awesome. I mean, I mean that sincerely. Like it's terrifying and good.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of other good stuff. I mean, the pimp outfits they're on point. The cars are on point. I mean,
the pimp outfits are pretty good.
Yeah.
The cars are not as outlandish as
they make one seem more outlandish than we actually get to, because there's one that's supposed to has a TV in it, which in 1973 is
that's
fucking
Luther's car.
Yeah.
I mean,
because
he's got rabbit ears like coming out the driver's side window.
Yeah.
Because I think
that
like,
was pretty cool.
I think somebody walks around. He's like, "Man, what you watching, the Beverly Hillbillies?"
Yep.
I was like, "Oh man, please pan around," and that's actually what he's got on, because that would be fucking.
But
Great.
Big Pink has like an alligator top on on his car.
Yeah.
Like it's an alligator skin top
Yeah.
on his. And Big again, I said this during the film
He
itself.
drives a Chevrolet movie theater.
I appreciate Big Pink committing to his name. Pink car, pink gloves, like pink accents on a lot of his
Pink
clothes.
carpeted dashboard.
Yes, like you
Pink
fucking like
turtleneck.
when he's like, "Are you Big Pink?" I'm like, "Yes,
Yeah.
he is."
He's a proto Snow Patrol from the
Right, he is from
Superfly remake.
Yes. Yep.
Snow Patrol wearing all
white.
white everything.
And they sell cocaine.
Yep.
Snow Patrol.
But yeah, it's good. Like I said, it's got some weak spots, and I guess maybe knowing that it's from Ossie Davis, who made Cotton Comes to Harlem, might be a little bit slight of a detriment to it, and be like, come on, you made this.
I think it
Which
probably,
was first, Cotton Comes to Harlem or
Yeah,
this?
Cotton Comes to
Okay.
Harlem. I think maybe because that movie had a novel as its source material.
Sure.
And this was
But I mean,
just
this
a
one also
script.
just, I mean, I feel like the filmmaking got weaker too, because like I don't think really at any point I was like, and what's happening now in Cotton Comes to Harlem? Like I feel like
No,
this one was like very like, I'm lost now.
Yeah.
Like and I hate that feeling in movies of like
Yeah.
being the old person. Like, is that Chappie? I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Cotton Comes to Harlem is a little easier to make into a movie because there's so much detective work.
Yes.
And you can have like
And this
okay,
one just is like, fuck all the detectives. Let's get to the
yeah,
the Batman.
It's it's
Yeah.
skipping all that stuff. But when you have detective work, that does the storytelling for you because it's like okay, suddenly the light bulb goes off over the protagonist's head, and it's like well, he's going to be here. This is why, and that's where they were smuggling it. All that sort of stuff leads to where the characters go, and this one doesn't have any of that. This one's just like characters are here,
Yeah.
we're doing stuff.
And there is zero police presence in this movie. Like there is never that
Nope.
layer of also the cops are trying to figure out like what's causing all this.
Or the cops are in on it.
Exactly. There's just
or
there's
we even
none of
see
that.
a cop. Was there even a cop in
No.
that movie once?
No,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
At,
Like,
at first, I thought that's what was happening when Spanish Harry comes to the hospital room.
yes.
But it's like, nope, he's not a detective.
Yeah, no.
He's Spanish Harry. We don't know it yet.
Also, should we
'Cause he's
mention
not
that like
Spanish.
when we see the pimp moot that like Spanish Harry is at the head of the table, but at this point we've only heard someone say Spanish Harry for about a dozen times. Or
Oh
so.
yeah, we didn't know it was him.
And there's one dude at the table, while being black,
Looks Spanish.
Looks, has a sort of Hispanic style mustache. I mean,
Yeah.
enough for it to be like, I get why that would be your street name. Like you're clearly
Right,
black,
right.
but
Yes.
like your hairstyle and stuff might suggest, or at least half, whatever. But no, it's this other dude who, in no way, shape, or form, except for his last name, it looks Spanish at all.
You know that what happened was growing up, there were two Harrys in school. And Harry Martinez, they were like, hey, yo, you're Spanish Harry.
Yeah, there was Harry Johnson, and well, no, you don't want to be Harry Johnson,
Right.
But
In the 70s, they
yeah,
were all Harry
That's
Johnson.
true. That's true. Everybody was.
Right. It's unavoidable.
Yeah.
So, yeah, in school,
I'm sorry.
Harry Johnson, Harry Martinez, even though, like, Harry Martinez is 100% black,
Right.
he's Spanish Harry because his last name's Martinez.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was just going.
Martinez.
I was trying to go
Or
with the
Martinez,
black version of
yeah.
Smith, and I landed on a double entendre.
Well, if you want to land on a Johnson, you
land-
go right ahead.
yeah.
If you want to land on a Johnson,
There's nothing
You know
wrong
where
with
to
landing
find
on
me.
Johnson. No judgments here. I mean, as long as the Johnson's willing, that's
right?
the other time we would.
Oh, Willie Johnson.
Yes, he will.
How do people get in touch with us like they would want to?
Call us on the BMFcast hotline, 910-5JOCKS-BMF, or 910-556-9263. Or email us, bmf@bmfcast.com. Or go to the website, which is bmfcast.com.
Yeah.
If you like giving us money, go to the Patreon at patreon.com/bmfcast. A single solitary dollar a month will get you incredible amounts of content. And the content goes up as your donations do. $5 a month will get you the We Have All the Time in the World James Bond Retrospective podcast. Brought to you by me, BJ, and my friend Jens.
Yeah.
He's friends with all of us.
No, he's my friend. He knows you guys. He's
a
my
Fox.
friend.
He's a friend of the show.
He knows you guys. He's my friend.
Well, okay.
I'm claiming
Oh,
him.
fine.
Even though you guys met him
That's
first.
a very German thing to do.
I mean, I've watched him eat.
That doesn't mean you're friends. That just means you're lucky.
I think it does. I think
You're just lucky.
watched a man eat in
Anyway.
record time.
I blinked. I didn't.
Oh, so you missed it.
Yeah, I missed.
Yeah.
Did you order?
Anyway. The Patreon's awesome because you get a whole shitload of content. There's so much bonus stuff on there. And it helps keep the lights on and keep us in new lights, as you see behind us if you're watching the live stream, and you can just imagine them if you're not. But it also, keeps us in hosting and paying for microphones and all the good stuff that podcasts need to pay for, like beard oil and khakis.
Pleated khaki.
Those are important things.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
and,
gotta
and,
have 'em.
And 401ks.
Right. Anyway, we're never sponsored. We are sponsored by the patrons.
and
So
Costco-sized things of mayonnaise.
yeah. So that helps. That helps keep us from having to tell you about mobile games or VPNs,
Or MeUndies.
right? Or underwear.
Undies at all.
Does anybody do Casper mattresses anymore?
Not anymore.
No.
No, Casper. I think
no.
they went out of
They-
business.
they ghosted
But
everybody.
there's a company that sells ball shavers and
Go on.
various accoutrements for your balls that also
Like
advertises
tassels?
heavily. Various other tonics and such. For your
Oh,
balls,
Ball
yeah.
tonics?
Ball tonics?
Yeah.
Like old Mr. Wilson's
Can I get
old-timey
can I
ball
get like
tonic.
a Dr. Pepper for my ball?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Do they sell ball balm?
Kind
Ball,
of, yeah.
ball,
Scrotum
bang,
balm.
bang, ding, ding.
Balms, scrot oil.
Scroil?
But anyway, the Patreon
I love his
keeps
jams.
the Patreon keeps us from having to advertise shit like that to you.
Oh, okay.
That's true.
Sorry.
Yeah, even though we just advertise all those
There's
things
all that
for you.
advertising.
That's
I
why I
would-
tried not to say the name. Of
I would gladly do antagonistic ad reads of those things.
Yeah, if you're out there and you're like, we'll roll the dice.
Look, we're trying not to do that.
No,
Try not
no.
to do that.
I mean,
I
if-
would
Or are
promote-
you wanting to sell out?
If you
No,
want
I-
to,
no,
if you
I-
want-
have a discussion.
if you want your
saying-
ball tonics talked
Yeah.
about.
There is one we did turn down.
is there?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, right, yeah, because right,
There is one we've turned down.
Oh, okay.
at least one.
Yes.
I don't remember, so you'll have to tell me off the
Yeah.
Off the air, we will.
Yeah, we won't get into that.
Because
but
we're not
we-
telling you on the air. We turned them down.
Sure, yeah. But I mean, like, I'm just saying, if you are out there and you're in need of advertising and you're truly willing to roll the dice,
Yeah.
like, we cannot guarantee what will come out of our mouths. We will not write or read anything. It is
We're just,
fucking on the spur of the
just
moment.
send us a bunch of your shit, and then we will talk whatever we think about it.
You will get honest shit out of our mouths. I mean, not necessarily shit, but
That's a
I-
podcast.
it'll be
You know what? I appreciate your sales pitch.
that's the thing. That's what it would take for me to sell out. Is I'm not reading or writing anything for those people. I will just tell you what
Yeah.
I actually think. You better make good shit.
Well, and you were offered voice work, but
Yeah, that
it-
got
it-
weird.
Well, yeah, but it also had to be like you could not be on the podcast anymore.
It
And
was
you were
real
like,
weird
no.
the way it was. Yeah, the way it was worded. Yeah,
Like a long time.
yeah.
I don't
For
think
like
I don't
3
think it was in the
years or something?
podcast. He just
Yeah.
couldn't do anything else or something.
No, it was the podcast
it was
specifically.
it was
Okay.
going to
Yeah.
they were going to
Because-
get
because
exclusive
when we
rights
all-
to his voice.
Yeah, because when we all read it, we're like, that means you can't do the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, that's what I thought. And no,
Yeah, no, and
we're
also
like,
fuck
we're like,
you.
we're like, thank you.
Because I halfway thought you'd be like, well, that's my last show.
yeah, we're like, how
Time to
much-
make that sweet, sweet VO
Yeah, we're like,
money.
how much were they paying?
Look, I have a price for everything, right?
Yeah.
they
and
did
that
not
went-
mean
There
it.
is an amount of money that will make me walk out of the studio backwards, flipping you guys off.
Oh, yeah, me too.
But that wasn't it. No,
Yeah,
no.
Okay.
certainly not.
It's
How much you got?
Sorry, that was totally a visual joke that does not work for podcasting at all.
Harlow was patting his pockets looking for money.
Like, do I have money in my pockets for this? I want to make this happen. That's what Harlow just did.
Right.
But yeah, if you want BJ for voiceover work,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
don't make him sign an exclusivity, and he'll do it.
Right. I
For
mean, I will
money.
do exclusive voiceovers for you for a price,
Yeah.
but I will get to continue to do the podcast. Anyway, email bmf at bmfcast.com for advertising inquiries or just to say hi. Just email us.
Check
'cause-
out my new podcast. It's called ASM Are We Alone?
Gross. I will not be
That's,
listening.
that's a good name, actually. yeah.
Unsubscribe. Write it down.
It's
put it
for
on the
creepy
list.
ASMR,
Oh, it
right?
is,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be way
Only
up in
available
yours.
at the $20 level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's going to be like riding your tweeters. I don't know. I think that was I was making love to
And in the
speakers.
background, like a little rinky-dink piano
Oh,
playing.
absolutely.
I think we're alone. I think we're alone now.
No,
But
that's-
slightly out of key. And
Yeah, out of tune. Yeah, just a
No.
little bit detuned.
And then it just goes into what about breakfast at Tiffany's?
Right. Deep blues something. Anyway, let's get out of here, shall we?
Let's.
Okay. I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ,
I'm Chuck.
and this is BMFcast out. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining us, motherfuckers.
See, Tiffany did. Are we alone now? I think we're alone.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, all right.
Were you thinking of the headphones?
I don't remember the headphones one. I remember
Oh,
there
yeah,
was,
that's
there
right,
was
there
the
was.
hair
Take
loss
us offline.
one.
There was a yeah, we are still online, by the way.
Oh.
So,
Well, I'm not saying
Alright.
the brand of the headphones or anything.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait, what's there was a
But
company
there
that
was
wanted
one
to
that
send
was
us headphones, yeah.
dude stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, dude stuff.
But it was like-
am I going offline?
Dude drugs.
Dr. Dude's Dude Drugs.
We are still on the internet.
We're not saying any product names.
Okay. All right, then there's bonus content. Fuck the man.
I'm just saying, like,
this is further sales pitching.
the headphones one was,
Yeah, like-
we will promote it if you send us 4 pairs of headsets.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, maybe one that you might have to ship back. And we're like, no.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I
cannot help
Okay,
you.
I'd forgotten about that one.
like,
But
what are we all
no,
gonna
there
do,
was
pass
one
it
that was
around?
like dude
But I bet they
drugs.
were expensive ass headphones, but still,
was
it was
it
like
the knockoff
Yes,
Viagra
yes.
stuff, the one that you see advertised on Facebook all the time?
Now, yes.
Okay.
Because this was like 6 or 7 years ago now. This was a while back.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't have a problem with my dick. I have a problem with other people's dicks, but
Yeah.
is it the one that's also a David Cronenberg movie?
Eastern Promises?
No, it's a David Cronenberg movie no one remembers.
Existence?
Yes. There's one. Isn't there one of the fucking butter spills that's called Extends or something like that? And every
Yeah.
time I see it,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's all I think of is
It's
that
about the
weird.
fleshy video game.
All I ever
controller.
see anymore is
Ports
the
in the back
Frank
of your head.
Thomas one.
Ooh, big
On
Hurt.
every,
Hurt?
on every yeah, on every cable channel. You haven't seen the
No, like actual
Frank Thomas
Frank
does a
Eugenics.
Boner Jams commercial?
Like-
Nugenics.
like put the big hurt on your lady.
Eugenics? Are
Yeah.
you saying eugenics?
New.
Oh, okay. I
Oh.
thought you were fucking talking about
Yeah.
cloning shit.
It's not only is a bad name, but the commercials are just like the worst pandering. Like,
I'd be
hey,
talking
you're
about-
getting old. You're losing your drive, huh?
So you can be like God
Yeah.
in the bedroom.
And then they've got these guys who are like, man, my workouts are so good, and my lady likes it too. You know, it's like, oh my god, you guys, like,
yeah, we get it. It's
You're the
synthetic
worst.
bull testosterone or whatever. Fuck
Yeah.
off.
yeah.
Just suck a bull's dick. I mean, get it straight from the source. You know?
I'm sorry, man.
Send us some beard care shit.
Yes. We're furry-faced motherfuckers, and we need beard care.
Actually, I mean, we've said for
I mean,
11, 12 years that like we're not going to do any ad
yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah,
but,
and the thing
but
is,
we've
like-
also said that we're willing to sell out. So.
I'm still amazed. Like, we make even like $20 on Patreon
oh god,
every month. Like, I am eternally grateful for that. Like,
yeah.
it boggles my mind every single month that I'm just like, why is everyone still here?
I mean, I will say this:
like,
if like
who-
the patrons were like, "Fuck advertising," no, I wouldn't. You know, like if listeners like it. If this, we've said this little jokey bit out there, and somebody like starts sending us emails like, "No, I specifically like you guys because you don't do advertising." I'm saying my entry of saying okay is you guys are shit, and we'll just talk about it. Like, no ad reads.
You guys are shit.
Along the Patreon line thing, I'm not going to name any names, but there's one patron who's been with us at a super high tier for as long as we've had the Patreon. And bless you, my man. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
A lot of our funding comes from that one man, so we really appreciate it. We know. We know you're out there and
We know.
We
still
see
giving us your money for some reason.
Yeah.
We hope we're earning it.
Yeah. We're doing like we're this. Yeah, but I feel like we're in such a better position than so many shows. Like shows that I think are doing really well. I look at the Patreon and I'm like, how are we doing better than them? I don't get it. Like, but they're shows you just think, like, you just take for granted. Oh, they got like, they got hundreds of thousands of listeners. They'll have such high Patreon. And you're like, not really.
Yeah.
That's weird. I don't know. I don't know. I guess people like us and we gave them a good value off the bat.
We're like the Waffle House menu, yes.
Well,
Yeah.
because we don't do the thing that and I'm not trying to, pump us up or anything like that. Most Patreons do that thing of just give us $1 because you like us.
Yeah.
Just give us $1 and you'll have our eternal gratitude. And it's
we were always, none of us were like, there's no way we have
No.
a tier where nobody gets anything.
like,
That's
here are the 10
stupid.
shows you get at the dollar tier.
We came up for stuff that like we would lose money. Like there was one idea I had that I still want to do that we would straight up lose money if that was on any of the tiers.
Oh, is
But
that
it
the
would
one
be
that you were going to do because
fucking
of
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This-
but because it's a physical good,
Yeah.
right.
then it becomes a tax issue and all sorts of all sorts of other
Yeah.
things are introduced. But man, I wanted
We
to
can
do
figure
that.
out a way to make that free gift with purchase, right?
I wanted to do that one so fucking bad.
I still want to do that one.
Yeah.
a
I
good
still, I
idea.
still think about that periodically.
I feel like the people deserve
Sporadically,
it.
if you will.
I mean, I had a lot of them ready. I just
Yeah.
yeah.
I know. I've
Circumstances changed.
Yep.
I think
Yeah.
had those circumstances
If
not
I was still at
changed,
that same job where I could just do whatever the fuck I wanted all day,
it would have happened.
it would have happened long ago. But
Yep, but shit got real.
yep. Oh well.
One day.
I wonder if people even remember. I want to say we've talked about it at some point.
We did.
Like we've actually mentioned specifically what it was on the show, and I wonder if anybody remembers that or not.
I think there was a point in time where we said it, but
Yeah. But either
but
way,
not super specifically.
either way, if you're a patron, thank you, and even if you're not, you're just a listener, thank you.
Yep.
We love you. Welcome to.
If you're
Costco.
somebody who has a lot of money but isn't a patron, then what the fuck are you doing?
see what this looks like on a bigger TV.
And fuck
Okay.
you. Fuck you,
Oh.
man. It looks great. Don't worry. It's fine.
I like
It's
it.
Fine.
I gotta stretch out my ears.
I will say that the logo looks odd on my screen, like it's not scaled properly.
It's the correct scale. He's just too small. He's got to make the logo.
Okay, so it needs to be bigger.
Well, yeah. I mean, it.
Because like if I make the window bigger, it's fine. Do you have a lockbox on your fucking computer?
It's a hard drive.
Oh, okay.
It's my backup.
Yeah.
drive.
So that looks fine.
No, it's just a
Whoa.
little spandex thing. Here, I'll show.
Yeah, but this
Can people even see it?
this thing is glued, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
glued on, but yeah, the little drive.
Oh God, I gotta see it. How does it look?
It's fine.
Okay, I want to see it.
Is it? Are we doing 4K yet or no?
No.
No. Okay.
1080p is an improvement over.
It is. It is. Yes.
So our output, I think, was always 720.
Hey, Chuck's still on. Sweet. Oh, can I go back to
Hi, Chuck.
making noise that bothers BJ?
I don't have the headphones
Hi,
in, so
Chuck.
I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Your microphone was really picking it up really well.
Yeah, I figured it was. Oh no, I've got it. That cardboard smell, love it.
Yeah.
Can't do both. Can't be on the other side.
I don't know how big that is. New game.
Point at the logo.
Huh?
I can point at the logo.
You can.
It's up here, isn't it?
I don't know if anybody's
yeah, a
still
little bit
watching.
higher. A little bit higher.
I'm pretty sure we've been
now
talking
more-
this
little
long
bit
and
more
like
this way.
nobody's
Yeah.
commenting
Oh,
at all.
Too much. There you go. Now you're perfect. Right there is like you're pointing right at the logo.
Everybody point at the logo, or else.
Oh, is this our thumbnail?
Well,
Maybe.
if we can. Chuck's not like really in the frame.
I'm in the frame.
Well,
Your
your
face
stomach
isn't.
is.
That's in every frame.
There it is. Okay, Chuck, make that the thumbnail.
How can you not figure that out? There you go.
Why can't you, Chuck?
They
Oh,
get in,
shit.
they're not even looking at the camera.
Because I am looking at the camera, so it's backwards and stupid.
Backwards, I'm talking. This is like our the Birth of Man thing or whatever. Dawn of Man, what is that called? What's the Birth of Man? It is Birth of Man, yeah.
Berthaman.
Go look at it on the big TV, you guys.
Yeah, cool.
I've,
Go
I
see
mean,
it.
oh well, okay.
Hurry.
Oh God, I looked in the light.
Stop looking in the light.
I couldn't help it. I just turned and there it was.
Take your shoes off as soon as you close the trap.
myself on the TV.
Uh huh. Oh, you just
times
you just
when I
don't
was-
like seeing yourself. I forgot.
Hey, you're not the only one.
No, it looks good, that logo.
Yeah, it's a good looking logo. Also, you can see the picture frame pretty good on a TV.
Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah.
Like the images that are full frame in that frame are we're gonna have to really work on that.
Yeah. Like, I think these look good.
That
This one
you
does
can't
not
tell
look
what that
good.
is.
This
That's-
one probably does not look good. That one probably does. But, I mean,
Yeah.
that one is everything's too small in that one, so we need to. Oh my God, I can.
Oh, look what you did.
Oh, I forgot about the shirts. God, how long ago was that?
Oh, there's another house. Yes, heart that shit.
We'll tell bad movie hipsters at gmail.com that you.
Oh, I forgot. Shit.
What? What do you forget to shit?
To take off like where it's from?
No. I was gonna mention something, but it's okay.
We're still online.
What'd you forget?
Well, no one's listening. I mean, I was gonna. It was
Somebody will listen. Tell me so
well,
that
hey,
I know what to
okay,
remind
everyone,
you of.
everyone, shut up for a second. Everyone, just be quiet. I'll put this back into the episode proper. Oh, and one more thing. If you go to eBay.com right now, if you're listening to this within the first few days of this episode posting, type in BMFcast in the search box. That's BMFcast. You'll find another round of our charity auctions.
Neat.
So we culled a bunch of titles from the library and put them up for bids. So get you some physical media, you physical media people, and
and do some good at the same time.
yes, all the proceeds, 100%, every dime goes to charity. So once again, our charity is the local Humane Society.
Oh, nice.
So
Oh, hell no. What up, dogs?
exactly.
That pays for 2 of my friends' salaries. Awesome. They get to stay employed. And they get to help dogs and cats and whatever. It's a really, they do really good work over there.
Badgers.
Bonus.
Some badgers.
Okay, good. As long as it's at least one badger.
Yeah. They do this cool thing called Pet Safety Net, where like if for some reason like you're in danger of like not having a place for your dog or a place for yourself and your dog, they will help you out with resources for your pet and stuff like that. So
That's right.
they do really like cool things to help people out.
That's
you
more
know,
than just collecting stray
It's
dogs.
more than just collecting stray dogs. Yeah, Jacksonville Humane Society is awesome. So
Cool.
shout out to those 2 people. If you listen to this podcast, I don't think you do, but
But we pay your salary, so
Yeah.
do our bidding.
my bidding is to be good to pets. So thank you. You're already doing it. You're great. Love you.
Yes, we'll make great pets. We'll make great pets.
Wait, what? Anyway, let's get out of here, shall we? I'm Harlow.
The Mackie.
The Mackie. That was weird that I